sashimi. 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, Junior back again. Well, we've got a review this time. This is Millennium Runners on PC. This was given to me as a code to review. I was also given a spare code to give away, which I've done from my Discord. This is currently $10.99 to buy on Steam, but it is on offer at the moment for £6.59, so it's not a bad discount. This is a Wipeout style racer. Takes a lot of things from Wipeout really, but tries to do its own thing. It could be a very nice looking game, and we'll go into that now. So let's click on start. Right, so what we'll do, we'll go into the options first and I'll show you what I've done. At the moment, because I'm recording, I have checked the resolution down, but this game is really heavy on graphics card performance. Really heavy. It's recommended a 4060 to run it, but I've got a 5070 Ti, and I struggle on putting anything higher than medium. As soon as I do higher than medium, I get less than 60 frames a second, and the higher you go up, the worse it gets. So be warned, you are going to have to mess around with this. It doesn't have a lot of graphics options, as you see. Changing between 1080p and 4K doesn't really make any difference to the frame rate. It's all to do with that graphics quality. I say ignore anyone in the windows just because I'm recording. It does have motion blur. I don't like motion blur myself, and I think the motion blur on you is pretty hideous. So if you do play this, turn it off. What is a little bit weird on you is you got the anti-aliasing, but you have to put it on TSR anti-aliasing, which I think is essentially an upscaler anyway, to be able to use upscaling, and it does support all three upscalers. And there's not really much options other than you can just change the quality option. So I wish this game had more options to tweak the graphics, because I'm not sure whether this game is running ray tracing as standard, but like you see, you'll see in a minute, it is a pretty game. So yeah, you're not a lot in your graphics options. So I would say unless you've got a good graphics card, I wouldn't bother with this, because you're not going to be able to run it very good. So there is that. So it is quite heavy. Audio on this I think is a little bit low, but you know, it's okay. And there's your standard controls. Right, so when you play this game, there's two options to play it. Oh, actually, I'll show you this first because this is easier. Power-ups. So basically, as like in Wipeout, you've got the autopilot power-up, which is quite handy actually. You've got your mine, but this time it's in the EMP mine. You've got EMP rockets, which is a rocket that auto-aims and stuff. You've got the hailstone rockets, which chucks a load of them in front of you. Kamikaze, which is like an EMP weapon, you charge up and do an EMP. Shield. Tsunami, which is like the track deforming power-up in Wipeout. Turbo, which is very useful indeed, and Virus, which is quite interesting. You can get a computer virus which you start getting like pixel graphics around your ship, and then after about like 10 seconds it infects your view, so you lose the ability to see where you're going, like in Mario Kart essentially, with the ink and the filter over the screen. But what's quite interesting about this one, you can bump into another racer and actually pass the virus to them, which is quite cool. So you also got your standard controls. I'll explain them when I get to it. There's 3 different planets in this at this moment in time. Whether they're going to be upgraded, I don't know. The code was given to me to the fact that this is a full release of this game, because it looks like it has been in early access for a while. So there's 9 tracks and 3 planets. Oh, cool. I thought something would happen then. So if I go back, wrong one. And then teams. It says on the Steam page there's 6 different teams, but there's only 5 different teams here. So I don't know whether you unlock one as you go along. So that's basically all the things you do in the game. So you've got 2 modes. You've got a career mode, which I'll show you in a minute. Sorry guys, the game pretty much crashed. It was starting to stall. This game does have some problems, some serious problems. I will get into that. It was running slow and then it sort of crashed. So anyway, so you got your career mode and you've got your arcade mode. There is a split screen option, which I haven't tried because nobody loves me. So basically I'd be playing on my own, so I haven't bothered. There is... In single player, you've got base race, which basically allows you to pick a planet, pick a race course, and then basically play against a computer and try and win. Then you've got Grand Prix mode, which is basically there's 4 different cups, but some of the cups do use tracks from the other cups, because there's 9 tracks, not like 12. And then you just play through in a cup, and then you can do time attacks. You can practice the course if you want. So we're not going to do any of that. We are literally just going to do the base game. I'm going to show you and explain how all this game works. It's very similar to Wipeout in a lot of ways, where you've got the air brakes left and right. You do have a weapon button. You do have a normal brake as well, which will brake you stupidly fast. And you can fire your weapons and you can drop your weapons. Plus there's also a boost button. So let's just play the first course. There's various different ships that you can play. So we're going to go back to the original ship just because it's an all-rounder. I say this game is quite pretty. I can get about anything between 60 and like 120 FPS on it. It does go up and down quite a bit. Like I said, I'm not sure whether this is screen space reflections or ray tracing, but they do look very nice. So you can do a quick start by here by pressing the button. So there's boost patterns on the floor, like in Wipeout. There's various weapons you pick up as well, and like I said, there's a boost button which I'm using now. I've just been stunned. You can scrape along the walls, like in Wipeout as well. Ooh. In arcade mode, it can be quite tricky to get first. In the career mode, getting first is almost impossible. Right, so I've got a boost now. The boost is one of the best things to pick up. The same with the autopilot. So as you can see, I'm boosting to get past the other racers. What happens with the booster? You boost and then it fills back up again. But the only problem with this is you'll find yourself doing what I'm doing now. You'll boost, then you run out, you have to wait. And then you wait for it to go up and you boost again. You run out, then it goes back up again. And then you wait and you boost again. And once you start playing this game, that's all you're doing continuously the entire time. So in a lot of ways, I think they should have put the boost as a weapon pickup instead, as like one of the things you pick up and use instead of having to be able to use it continuously, because it does come down to just continuously boosting and waiting, boosting and waiting, boosting and waiting. So that's one little complaint I got with it. I think it was probably a good idea to have the boost, but I don't think it works that well. Like I said, graphically, as you can see, this game it's quite pretty, but like I say, it's really heavy on system resources. I've just got shot. When I first played this, I streamed it for about 2 hours when I first played it. I was struggling to get around corners. What you got to do with the air brakes is you've got to like tap them to go around the corners. You just tap it and that's enough to basically get you to go around. There is a normal brake as well. I'll show you now. If I boost and press it, it literally comes to a stop straight away, which is stupid. I wish that it slowed you down at obviously not an instant rate, because there are some courses where you do need to brake on certain corners and you literally just come to a stop. You can let go with the accelerate, but it doesn't affect you very much. So let's get this third lap done. So as you can see, the first course you're talking about like a minute odd per lap, which is quite nice. It's quite decent. So we won't finish that. I'll show you another course. So we go back to arcade, single player base. Actually, I'll go back because I want to do this course because it's quite pretty. The music ain't bad on you. It's not amazing, the music, but it's okay. Like I said, I'm sure this looks like ray tracing to me. This is maybe why it's so heavy on resources. I will say that it's a bit crazy looking for a game that only costs like 10 quid. Now I've got the virus, I can't bump into anyone now. Yeah, I've given it to somebody else. What'll happen is if I don't give that to somebody, my screen will go all like pixely and I can't see where I'm going. One thing I have found with this is when you pick up weapons, it's supposed to tell you what weapon you got. And most of the time it doesn't. It just, for some reason, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes that happens. Like I said, this game, unfortunately, is buggy. So this is quite a pretty course. I quite like this course, and it's fast as well. That was my fault then. Like I said, it is quite tricky to come first. It does, you know, you do have to boost a lot through it. Ah, same again. Trying to play and talk at the same time. Nightmare. So I'll show you another course. I'll show you one more course and then we'll have a go of Korea. Here we go then. So let's go to base race. Show you one of these courses. Let's have a go at that one. It's a shame there's only 9 courses. Like I said, I don't know whether the devs are planning to add more courses to this. Who knows? I couldn't find that much information about it, to be honest. Oh, I gotta be stuck still then. The big corner. Right, here we go then. We'll do a lap. See how long it takes. I do have to talk about that actually. I've been caught by something. This is the EMP weapon. Oh, I've had it taken off me. So if you notice, I'm literally just boosting, charging, boosting, charging. Like I I said, I think it was probably an idea, but I don't think it works that well, to be honest. I think the boost, like I said, I think the boost should have been a weapon pickup instead. Or something like something you don't have to like wait for a charge. Come on. Right, we're already 2 minutes and we're still on the first lap. Right, because that's one lap of that course. So we'll go back. I'll show you Korea, then I'll give you my thoughts of what I think of this game. So Korea mode allows you obviously to play through your career. You get this screen which shows you your milestones to do. I'm assuming that basically when you start unlocking these, it will actually allow you to unlock like the contract offers and the ship customization. You can see there's my pilot, and I've literally done 2 races. There's a reason for that. I'm on the 3rd race. You can change your options here, and there's a save, but the save don't seem to do anything. So I played for the 1st race, and it was like about a minute, just over a minute for the per lap basically. You get to the 2nd race, and it's 5 minutes a lap. So it takes you 15 minutes to do the 2nd race. And not only that, with the 2nd race, this career mode is way harder than the arcade mode. The arcade mode is tough, but you can get first. This, it's almost impossible. The 2nd race, I basically restarted about 3-4 times. I played a perfect race, hit all the speed boosts, because it's quite a straight track. I hit all the speed boosts. I've got multiple speed boost pickups, the autopilot pickups, weapons and everything, right? I got about halfway through the 1st lap, and the guy who's now in 1st place shot from behind me, just shot past me straight into the distance, and I could not catch him up. I couldn't get anywhere near him. Impossible. And constantly the entire time the 3rd placer was behind me, trying to get past me and trying to shoot me. So I repeated this just to see if I could beat him. I can't beat him, and I'm literally racing full speed. So the difficulty and the balancing on this is all over the place. So here comes to my another gripe. So I'm on the 3rd race. So when I streamed it, I first put it on, I started the career, and I couldn't work out why I couldn't get past this race, and I give up and started, and I streamed the arcade mode for about 2 hours, just trying to get used to it and showing the game off and stuff, and then I did the giveaway and whatever. So I've gone back now, and I've worked out why I can't do the 3rd race. So you start the 3rd race in the career, comes up, says on the right hand side, Shardline Rift, right? Opponents 12, speed 1. All good, very nice looking course actually. It does look rather pretty, this course. I press start. I'm using a completely different racer to what I had, and there's no one else on the track. And I've raced around this track for about 9 laps. You can't complete it. The career mode is broken. Completely broken. And that's why when I was streaming it, I couldn't work out why I couldn't get past it. It's because you can't. The other thing this game will do as well is you'll get to certain points where you've got to go around the corner, and occasionally it'll just stop you dead like that. There's a straight line on this course that does that. Also, sometimes it will randomly, when you're using the autopilot, when the autopilot ends, it'll randomly shoot you up in the air. Another thing, as you'll find out in a minute, I'm not using any boost. I'm not going over any boost spear, and there's a corner coming up in a minute, right? Not this one, but just run the corner from here. So it's a bad corner, so I'm just gonna lay off the accelerator a little bit and use use my thing to get around it, and then it'll do things like that, and it'll also fly you up in the air here. So what the game wants you to do is get to the corner like this and go with the air brake and stop and carry on. I don't like the air brake. I think the air brake is stupid. The air brake should slow you down a bit more gradual, other than just basically dead stop. You can tap it, but that is not what it wants you to do. Like, there's another corner coming up here. Okay, I managed to go around that now. There's also another bit down here where you basically go down a hill, and it'll sometimes just randomly throw you up in the air. So yeah, you can't complete this race. So if I go back to the start, so you can't complete career because it's broken. You can't get past the third race. So I'm not quite sure how that was missed. So yeah, this game has other problems as well. When I first streamed it, I did get a crash with a fatal error message. It happened once, and then I streamed it, and it was fine. This is the third time I've tried to do this review, because it's crashed already on this review. Other times I've done it, the game keeps crashing. I've had the fatal error again, and just one more time. And what it'll do is sometimes you go for the menus and you cancel out through a menu, and the game will just crash. I've also had it starting the game, it'll crash to a black screen. So this game's got issues. This game is a little bit broken, unfortunately. And I had a look on Steam, and I had a look on the community, and there's a lot of community saying the same thing, and there's a lot of them saying that it hasn't done the updates for a while, but I can't find any information about this game, even on the Steam page. I think it came out last year in November and got a full release, but I don't know whether it's had any updates since then. And this game is basically a bit broken, unfortunately. So what would I say about this game? It's very nice looking. It does actually play really well, and once you get used to it, you can play really fast in it. Positives there. Positive. Music's alright. Like, you know, it does a job, nothing special. But positives. Unfortunately, it's super buggy. It crashes, and you can't complete the career. Not only that, the balance in the game is all over the place. It's like the arcade mode is doable, the career mode is undoable. And not only that, its track length is a problem. You'll go from a track that takes a minute to 2 minutes to do a lap, which is fine. That's a for a fast-paced racer, that's a good time to do a lap. You know, you're fast, you're doing your laps, and then all of a sudden it'll chuck in a course where it takes 15 minutes and 5 minutes a lap. That's just too long. You know, 15 minutes to complete a high-speed racer 3-lap race is like me playing a full-size track on a rally game, where even they seem long, and you're talking 15-20 minutes sometimes to do them, but you shouldn't be doing that in a fast-paced anti-gravity racer. It should be quick, sharp sort of tracks, you know, no more than I would say, like, I don't know, say somewhere around a minute, you know, 2 minutes a lap to make it fast-paced, but like, some of the laps just seem way too long, and it seems to be all over the place. The courses, I don't know whether they got a little bit carried away with the course length and making them all fancy and stuff, and some of the laps are too long. So, you know, I can't really recommend this game, because basically it's broken, and it's, like I said, it's all over the place with difficulty, and unfortunately it's just not very good, which is a shame, because it does have potential. And I think if things were fixed, of course some courses made a bit smaller, obviously the career mode fixed, this could be quite a nice anti-gravity racer, but as it stands, it's not worth picking up. I know I'm being a little bit harsh, and it's only 10 quid to buy, and to be honest, for 10 quid, or, you know, 11 quid, or whatever it is, they put a hell of a lot into the graphics on this. I wouldn't expect this game to look like this for that money, to be honest, but I still can't recommend it, just overlooks. So unfortunately guys, Millennium Racers is not, it's basically, I recommend just not picking it up, unfortunately. Or if you do fancy the look of this game, keep an eye on it on Steam and see if it does get any major fixes. And if it does, you could always buy it on Steam, give it a try, and if it's not fixed, you can always get a refund on it. You get like 2 hours or whatever it is, so you can give it a good go and then see if you like it. But there goes, guys. Unfortunately, Millennium Racers, I can't recommend it. So hopefully you enjoyed the review, guys, and I shall see you soon, probably on the stream, I expect. So take it easy, all. Ta-da.